Welcome to season 3 of the Backpost. Season 1 and season 2, we were focused on the World Cup and AFCON. This season, we're focused squarely on the English Premier League, the most exciting, the most popular league in the world. Today, I have my two brothers with me, Alex and Alfred. They're big Manchester United fans, and we're going to be tapping into the oldest, biggest club in the league. So, guys, right? We know you guys had a rough season. We know you guys were awful. We're not even going to beat around the bush. We're going to tell the truth. But I want to get some information from you guys before we get started. Give me the two players that impressed you the most this season, and then the two that disappointed you the absolute most.
You can start.
All right, so first two players that impressed me the most this season. I mean, I think this is a no-brainer. We got Ahmad. I think Ahmad Diallo had a really great season. Star boy, like that one, yeah. No question about that one. And obviously, our captain, Capito, Bruno Fernandes also had a really good season, although he was a bit inconsistent at times. But at the end of the day, he still dropped numbers.
He's literally dragging our team, with anything he can, he's dragging that team.
Without him,
we would have relegated my team. It would have been over with.
it would have been over.
You know, you just gotta respect our Portuguese captain, and he was amazing. But disappointing. This might actually be a little hot take. Kabi. I know he was injured a bit throughout the season.
Kabi Mano,
yeah. Mano, he was cold last season. And of course, he's a young player, so can't expect like full consistency from him yet. But man, when he would get in the game, he wasn't really affecting it as much. And I know sometimes they're trying to play him out of position, see what he can do at striker, because the other person that's very disappointing, our smelling striker. Yeah, Asmus. Yeah, but no.
So you gave Diallo and Bruno, and for the two disappointing ones, you gave Rasmus and
Kabi.
Kabi.
There's a lot of places I can point fingers at. So I don't think Manu's necessarily at the top, but just from what I wanted from him.
Yeah, maybe your expectations.
It's not like he was the worst player this season. It's more like disappointment.
Yeah, you expected a little bit more following last season.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I would say Garnacho for me.
Yeah, that was
Because
disappointing.
Yeah. Not only for the on-field things that he was not doing, but off the field, it was just a lot of distractions with his brother, with him, with his attitude. All that was just unnecessary. So,
sure.
And you cap it off with how many chances did he miss?
Oh my God! It's not even just the missing. Sometimes it's just the IQ. I think he's always trying to be on the front page of the newspaper.
His idol is Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's never trying to make that extra pass. You know what I'm saying? He's always trying to go for the glory. And sometimes you need a bit of that, of course, but I think he needs a bit more IQ for sure.
Give me one player that impressed you this season that's not Diallo and not Bruno.
In United?
Yeah, in United. I know you don't have too much to pick from, but
wait.
I'm just
okay.
Say.
Mazraoui was really good.
Okay.
Maguire, my winger.
So I have a question about that, right? Because if you have a defender that actually can't defend and you have to play him as a winger, is he playing well? I mean, there were plenty of times during the game that you guys were down and this man was your striker.
Yeah, okay. So sometimes that's slabhead though. That's
fine, but even as a defender, that's fair. But as a defender, did he play well?
Yes, as a defender, he's solid. Players make mistakes, but
you guys finished 15th. I don't know if you remember that part.
We still went to our final, I beg.
Listen.
I don't think you want to get into that final because that was awful. That was one of the worst. That was one of the worst finals I've ever seen. Answer my question.
Lenny Euro. I think Lenny Euro is the.
Okay. See, I can respect that because he was a defender. He played his position well.
He was playing really well.
He improved from last season. The biggest thing for me when it comes to especially young players who come to the Premier League and they're adapting to life and things like that is after that first season, you get the nerves out. That second season, we're looking at you now. The standards is a little bit higher. And I feel like Lenny Euro is actually meeting the price tag and the expectations of being a Manchester United fan.
Easily. And the kid we signed from Arsenal, Heaven.
Evan, yeah, he's not bad as well.
He's valid.
Valid center back.
So let me ask you guys this. Let me get a rating from 1 to 10 of Manchester United season.
1.
Okay, yeah, it's
1. Okay.
Oh, sport. Honestly, I'm here to be shameless. This season could have been like a 6 or 7 if we won that cup. If we won one more game, it could have been decent. And Arsenal, you would have heard from me.
It would have been 8.
As I did like this, I'll just stay silent. I'll give it maybe obviously like a 1, 2. It wasn't great, bro. It wasn't great. But let me say something. I don't think everybody that's saying Amorim out, I don't think they understand football.
Well, let's pause right there because I have questions about Amorim, right? So he comes in the middle of the season, right? He only oversees like a handful of games. He wins 6 and the rest are draws and losses. His goal difference was like a -3. What was the logic behind bringing in such a young, inexperienced manager in the middle of a season? That's not something.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad business, honestly. It was just bad business. In my opinion, I think Amorim actually has the pedigree. He's proven it. He's done some great things at Sporting. I mean, they're flying. Obviously, it's a different league, but, at the end of the day, the Premier League is the Premier League. And he walked into a burning building. That's been burning for how many years? So we can't expect him to come now, just rescue everything, and that will be top 4. It's unrealistic.
Okay.
He even said it's going to get worse before it gets better. And a logical, reasonable person would understand that. You can't, Rome wasn't built in a day.
For sure. Okay. Alfred, I want to hear from you about this because I got a question.
Here's the thing, man. Yes, it was bad business. Yes, he came in mid-season. But bro, this is Manchester United.
I mean, understandable.
How do you only win? I'm not one of the people that's saying I'm running out. No, because I would rather see him get a full off season and then we can judge him from that. But come on, six wins.
Yeah, 6 wins is poor.
It's crazy. And I think my only problem with him was not willing to at least adapt your formation or tactics just a little bit. We're not saying change it.
Yeah, that's true.
We're just saying, for the players that we have, they're not used to, for one, they didn't get any training camp of how you play. So to just expect them to just pick up on your tactics is just like crazy. So just change it a little bit and then just make you do what you have.
I think that's my biggest issue with Amorim this season, right? I think it's obvious that he's gonna get another year. That without a doubt. This is not like Ange or one of the other managers who's been here. He's only been here 6 months. So for sure he's gonna get another year. But I think my concern is, and I think you guys may share in this concern, is you guys are one of the biggest clubs in the Premier League.
In the world.
In the world. Where do we draw the line and say like enough is enough? You guys were almost, if not for the matches Ten Hag had won you guys would be in the relegation.
Literally. And listen, this is our worst season since 73.
That's insanity.
Manchester United.
I get the quote of him saying it's gonna get worse before it gets better, right? I'm a Chelsea fan. I know what we had to go through the last few years. All right, not too loud. But we were never 15th place. We were never had to like worry about, relegation is an issue for us. That's unheard of. We're talking about top 6 clubs in the Premiership.
15th is crazy.
It's pretty bad.
Is Amorim gonna get this excuse next season? Like, let's say by December you guys are 10th place. Is this something you guys are gonna be okay with?
No, but I think there's gonna be some massive changes. It's gonna be like a huge overturn of players going out. And hopefully, honestly, if we just won one more game, next season would be a little different because you would be able to attract the caliber players that would actually be able to transform the team in the way that he wants to. But, now we're kind of, leaning on the shield. We're leaning on the.
Yeah, it's hard to make that pitch. Yeah. It's hard to make. I mean, I think for the longest, I thought Delap was gonna come to United. But I know he wants to play Champions League so that he can get into the English national team.
Honestly, Delap was an average player, bro.
I mean, he boosts your team by another 10 goals that you're not scoring.
How?
Rasmus is your striker. What are you talking about?
Mateus Cunha is a much better player than Delap.
I don't foresee Amram using Cunha as your single striker.
Then we have
if anything,
Ryan Bemble is also coming. Yeah,
I mean, nothing's official, so
he's a 10.
Nothing's official, but I could see him playing Cunha as a 10, and then if Delap had come, that's a striker that you have.
Yeah,
that's a striker he can mold into the type of striker he wants.
Xerxes started showing some actual caliber at some point.
I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. if we're talking about you guys come back to top 10 and Xerxes is come on,
fair.
Coming off the bench, maybe club games, like league cup games, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not playing in Europe, so you don't got to worry about that. But I just don't see Xerxes being that.
Okay.
Let me ask you guys this: should Manchester give Amram everything he wants? Like this transfer season, the window's open. He's gotten Cunha. Should they continue to
I think he should do that with any manager.
First of all, we don't have to give.
Yeah, exactly.
That's number one.
It's an interesting point.
To give?
Why do you say that?
We're broke.
Yeah.
The ceiling is leaking.
Yeah.
What do we have?
Been leaking for a while.
But there have been some sources that came out said that we're giving him about 150 budget. So with that,
I feel like 150 in this market is two players.
But we're also counting on players to be sold.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's true.
add on that to, I mean, there's a lot of talent out there for less.
Yeah,
Sharky's going for 30 million. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I think we actually, obviously, we're not about to win the league next season. It's going to be, a steady, hopefully, it can't get worse. Let's be real. But I really want to see
it could.
It could, but it needs to get better, of course. But
for sure.
We're not expecting us to be number one next season or to winning any kind of cups or anything. But if we can see some improvements, that would be good. I would love for us to really develop some of these youth players. I really want to see what Obi Martins looks like.
Yeah.
Obviously Aiden Heaven, Kabi Manu, all these young players. I really want to see how they can develop and if they can actually fix whatever situation we've landed ourselves in.
I think it's very concerning where United is right now because to me, I think after Ten Hag, the next manager should have been a very experienced manager.
Like who's available?
In terms of availability, I can't speak to that, but what I'm saying, for the long haul that you guys are trying to do, you guys need a manager who is experienced, one, has great player management, and also either boost your talent scouting or your manager needs to know exactly the player profile type he wants. And I don't know if Amram gives you that in its entirety. Can he grow to that? For sure. I think it's Ten Hag 2.0 low key. I feel like after a year, unless some super big players come into this club who are game changers, I don't see this going differently for you guys for next season.
Oh wow.
I don't really agree.
Let me ask you this: if Amram doesn't get the same overhaul he got back at Sporting his first year, do you think that this United team gets into the top 10?
I think that's why he said what he said after the last game of the season. He said if they don't want him there, he will gladly leave and not even take a single penny. So this is something that they've already discussed behind closed doors. Is either you give me what I want or what I need, or that's it.
I mean, this is the Premier League. Everybody does get what they want and what they need. This ain't Sporting.
We're 15th.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to give him players, but for Amram, it sounds like he needs a specific player profile for every single position, and you're not going to get that in the Premier League. That's not realistic. I mean, a team like Liverpool, okay, because they're such a system, you know who you're getting for what, and even like Ryan Gravenberch playing 6 this season for them, that wasn't something that was planned.
Yeah.
But how many players are you going to find out there who you're going to be able to flip like that or fit your exact profile? I don't know how realistic that is.
It doesn't happen in one off season though. This is like,
okay,
he's not gonna get fired if we finish. Realistically speaking, if we finish top 5, top 6 next season, he's not gonna get fired.
That's some high expectations, bro.
It's possible though.
I think the bar should be at least finishing top 10.
Listen, we only have one game a week. right? Next season. We're not playing Europe, as you gladly
Reminded us.
Very gladly, yeah.
One game a season,
Okay.
one game a week, plus the Carabao and
FA Cup,
FA
yeah,
Cup. Like, come on.
But okay, so I was listening to Roy Keane talk about this thing where he was like, United fans shouldn't get too excited about that because you're not getting enough opportunities to actually play out the system you want to implement. So for instance, where you would play 3 games within a week and a half stretch, you're only playing 1 or 2, and Amran has less time to actually implement his 3-4-3, watching his, number 10s play and his wingers play and his strikers play. So yeah, it's an advantage, but you can only be on that training ground for so long. I'm concerned about the certainty United fans have after this season. Like, this was hands down your worst season ever. Yeah. Your players wildly underperformed, and you have a manager that you don't have the certainty to be like, oh yes, I can go into next season and I'm planning for top 4. I'm planning for a Champions League spot. I think realistically for you guys, breaking into the top 10. You guys are like with Bournemouth and Crystal Palace in them.
Are you serious?
That's not the shame, you guys. That's the truth.
What are we talking about here?
Let's tell the truth.
What are we talking about?
There's
Top 10
there's
is out
something
there.
woven into the fiber of this club.
Oh, no. Let's tell the truth.
I don't know.
You guys think Cunha's about to bang 20 goals for you?
No. This is not.
Listen,
top 10 is not our goal.
We can talk Arsenal and trophies, but for the last so many years, they've been a consistent top 4 team.
And what
They don't got no trophies to show for it, for sure. But you guys can't worry about trophies either. You don't win trophies, and you're not even in the top 10. You didn't win this season.
Okay, fine.
Guys, I just want y'all to listen. It's been a while since you guys have won a major trophy. My point
FA Cup is a major trophy.
For sure. But what I'm saying is, right? What gives you guys that confidence and that faith that next season we're looking at a brand new Manchester United that's going to be a European place finishing team that it's like, yes, I have that confidence. We're going after this player. We're going after that player. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Well, the truth is, there's no confidential. This one is just hope. It's begging and pleading and praying that we're doing.
It's vibes.
It's vibes. I'm a vibe man. You get me? Like, it's all good. It's all good. I'm hoping and praying and pleading that we'll do what it takes to get back into that conversation. But I'm a very realistic person. We're gonna obviously have to be very intentional with recruitment. Be very intentional in the development of our youth, and like continue to, just play the way we've always done.
I got one more question before we wrap up. Bruno Fernandes. Keep him or sell him?
No, I'm keeping him.
I'm keeping him.
I'm selling him.
Jesus.
Okay. Alex, why are you keeping him?
I think there's something about being a Manchester United player that's always been from the beginning of time. You have these kind of personalities in the dressing room that really understand what it means to be carrying this kind of crest.
You feel like Bruno embodies that?
Bruno is the closest we have, by God's grace. Like,
standard
to get rid of Bruno, to get rid of Bruno now, who's going to be that person? Are we going to be looking at Maguire that got stripped of his captaincy to be that personality?
That's fair.
Like, Bruno has done so many good things. Like, I was just looking at a stat that was saying like number 1 chances created or number 1 game.
Yeah, for sure. Most chances created.
Like top 3 in GA. You know what I'm saying? Since he joined the club, and I'm just like, so if you get rid of that,
relegation.
You know what I'm saying? It's really over with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Alfred, talk to me. Why do you think you should sell statistically your best player?
Okay, sometimes numbers lie.
Okay.
Bruno, when you watch Bruno, right?
I test.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When he's on, he's on. But when he is off,
Talking about him spamming passes left and right, losing the ball in the middle.
Right. But all that aside, I love Bruno. But they're offering 120 million for him. You know what that could do for us right now?
Okay, so who you buy with that 100?
I mean, there's a lot of good business we could do right now. Because I don't want us to make the same mistake when we could have sold Garnacho in January for 50 or 60 million. We didn't do it. Now we have to settle for 40 million for Garnacho. We could have sold Rashford to PSG for like 75.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
We held on. Now we got to settle for what?
Like 30.
30, 40 million for Rashford.
Even that.
If even that. So I just feel like I don't want us to continue to make a mistake where there's an opportunity in front of us. We can sell Bruno for $100 million plus and use that to help reinvest into the team.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, no player is bigger than the club unless your name is Ronaldo. But
Okay. All right.
that's it. You know, we have to sell him.
All right.
Use that money to refund the team. Oh yeah.
Okay. What I'll say is, I mean, definitely because of how big United is. Alfred says this all the time. United's too big to fail. And as much as I don't like United, I agree with that statement. United is too big to fail. I just don't see the way out yet. Maybe in August we'll sit down again and we'll talk and we'll see what your team looks like then. But last question, and then we'll wrap up for today. Where do you guys think you're going to finish in the 2025-2026 season? And are you going to win any trophies?
No, we're not winning no trophies.
Okay. And where are you going to finish?
But I would say, optimistically, I'm between 6 and 8.
6 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe a Conference League spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Conference League.
It's not that I want it, but
Hey.
it's progression.
I guess.
Yeah. 15th to 6th.
I'm very hopeful.
Big jump.
Continue.
I'm
Okay.
very hopeful.
Go ahead. Where are you finishing and what trophy are you winning?
Last, top 5.
Okay. Are you winning a trophy?
Oh, FA Cup.
Okay. FA Cup. Well, you heard it here, guys. I got 2 big Manchester United fans with me. They have very high expectations, even though their standards are pretty low currently. We're hoping that they can turn things around in the 2025-2026 season. But I appreciate you guys for joining me, and I look forward to more conversations.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Sir.